Hickok 45 here. Look what I have. Two beautiful revolvers. Somewhat similar, same capacity. Also, a target-rich environment. So why don't we just do a little dual wielding, see if we can hit anything. I think I got the ammo can a few times, and we are empty. All right, pretty cool. Nothing like 22 long rifle. Yes, are you allowed to shoot long rifle ammo in a revolver, in a handgun? I guess you are. I'm not violating a law, am I? If I am, I've been violating it since I was about 10 years old. So there you go. We're going to look at the Colt King Cobra 22 and the 617 Smith & Wesson, while I still have the Colt borrowed from Bud's gun shop. So, you know, I thought, why not? Let's compare them, because that's what comes to mind. A 10-shot, really nice revolver, and they're both really nice 10-shot revolvers, right? And it just, you know, they beg to be compared a little bit. So I thought I would give you my impressions, maybe my preference, if I'm sure what my preference is at this point. But that's what it says. And I'm not going to probably go into as much depth and detail as some of you would maybe like, I don't know, but I want to at least compare them, kind of for me too, because I don't shoot this 617 enough. And since I change out the grips, I like it a lot better. It feels so much better to me because it came with rubber grips like this, and I just prefer these. They feel so much better. So I will be a little biased because the grips feel better on the Smith, okay? That's just me because I have the large hands. So it's a large hand bias, maybe. A friend of mine came down and fired this, he's an average normal human being, normal hands, and he likes these grips just fine, and you probably will too, okay? So a little qualifier there. But anyway, you got a couple of pistols, revolvers. They both hold 10 rounds, as you know, which is really nice in a 22 revolver. It'd be nice in a 44 Magnum, except guess what? It would be a gigantic 44 Magnum, wouldn't it? But in a 22, you can get more in. And of course, again, as I was joking about early on, 22 long rifle. Yeah, it even says that on the barrel on the 617. 22 long rifle cartridge. Well, you know, when I grew up, I would buy longs or shorts or long rifle. There were three choices. And then, of course, you got the BBs, and you got all kinds of sizes if you can find them. But longs were pretty common. Buy them at the grocery store, a little corner market, and there was a price difference. And, you know, I'd get longs or shorts quite often. So, anyway, they will chamber a short or a long, right? If you could find, anybody even make longs anymore? But they will chamber a short. All right, but we call them long rifle. So, you know, you got that. They're both chambered the same way. And you can see some of the differences in the extractors, a little bit different. You get the recessed chambers on the Smith. You don't really, I guess, on the Colt. It's just a different design on that extractor. It seems fine. You know, when you put the round in, you don't have the recessed effect as you do with the Smith, just like the earlier Magnum Smiths. You know, so we're flush there on that head of the cartridge. I guess that doesn't matter. I kind of like the old school recessed chambers, but you know, I guess that doesn't matter really. Yeah. Even actually with the Colt, even with their Magnums, even the old ones, you know, the Python, which everybody loves, the old Pythons especially, right? And other snake guns or whatever, and revolvers that Colt made, they I don't think any of those were ever had recessed chambers, did they? And so I that works. They also always had I think all of them had a frame-mounted firing pin. I know the Pythons did and do both, even the new ones, okay? And so, you know, some of those things that Smith did differently, I kind of got used to and like, but they don't really make that big a difference, I guess. So, anyway, that's for the cylinder there and everything. They're both good-looking guns. I guess you could argue the Python is a little cooler looking because of the rib barrel, right? The King Cobra on the 22. It just is extra cool. It really is. I have no problem with the Smith. It's a good-looking revolver, of course. The 617 speaks for itself. You know, anybody that's had one of these or a Model 17, they just, you know, they know these are great firearms. They really are. The barrel on this does look a little, let's pick on the Smith a little bit. The finish looks a little more brushed on the barrel than it does on the frame, doesn't it? It's like a different person maybe polished the barrel than the one who polished the frame. Just a slight difference there. Probably did the polishing before they put the barrel on. And then when they picked up a barrel, this is the barrel that Ralph Smith polished, and it was a Friday and he was in a hurry to get home. And Joe Smith did the frame and the cylinder, and it just is a little more highly polished. See? You wonder how I know all that, don't you? Whereas on your Colt, that's just a beautifully polished firearm, right? Just like the Python is, the 2021 Python. Nice piece of stainless steel, forged, and all looks even. Okay, so yeah, we're going to pick on these gun companies wherever we can. Sights are fine on both of them, yeah, adjustable. You do have the fiber optic on the Colt, and that's kind of nice. You got a recessed or a what do you call it, the crowned muzzle. I don't know if you have that on the Smith. Yes, sorta, maybe a little bit. I don't know. But and then the biggest difference maybe is, one of the biggest, most noticeable differences is the size. This is a little bit bigger frame, the Smith & Wesson is. That's what, an L frame or K frame? But it's bigger. I weighed them, and this one weighs 7 ounces, right at 7 ounces more than the Colt. So it's a larger, heavier firearm, okay? Colt has gotten 10 rounds into a fairly small package here. Plenty big enough for the 22. I don't know if you knew this or not, but you don't have massive recoil with the Colt, okay? And you know, maybe Colt was not aware of that, and they thought they needed these, you know, these rubber grips to absorb that massive recoil. I would like them better if they had wooden grips on it. Because on a 22, just some decent ones, not, you know, crazy expensive, but just some. I think it'd been better if Colt had done that, because you got a nice looking revolver as long as you cover up the grips, you know. I mean, that's just a beautiful revolver like the Python, but then you got to cover the ugly rubber grips. So, but the Smith came with those, I have to say. So anyway, I don't know if any of that means anything to you. So share some of the differences that you see. Weight is a big one, and I wanted to get into the shootability. That's mostly what we do. You know, we do a lot of shooting, and you're interested, if you're looking at both of these and which one shoots better, and you might be so lame and have such poor judgment that you think our opinions mean something, right? You really might. So I'm going to shoot them a little bit and give you my opinion. Dual wielding doesn't tell you much on that front. That's, if you ever done that before, be careful dual wielding anything. It's a little weird. Yeah, it's just a little different proposition. It really is. So I'll shoot them and like I often do when I'm comparing recoil and that kind of thing. It's just a little different with these, right? While I'm loading these, I want to thank Alabama Holster for their support. Make really, really nice little Kydex concealment holsters on your belt, your pocket, your purse, and whatever, right? Been using them for a long time, and will continue. I've got one in my pocket right now, in case you didn't know it. I even use their phone holster. And that's really growing on me. I didn't think I'd ever wear one of those, but that's becoming part of my attire, the Alabama holster, phone holster. So how's that for being pretty weird? Most days I have 2 Alabama holsters on my person. So, as I said in another video somewhere, I guess I ought to be a spokesperson for Alabama Holster. We appreciate their help. Okay, they're both loaded, so should I do a recoil comparison? Because there's a major factor, right? No, I'm just going to shoot. I have shot this a fair amount, but probably almost as much as I have the 617. It comes right down to it. So I got them both loaded, and we got what do we got? Shooting Winchester, I think, Super X in both of them. And speaking of that, we appreciate Wideners.com for their ammo support. They are our ammo sponsor. We really appreciate them. Check out the description. I'll try to kind of shoot just the same things and get a feel for them. Okay, like if I didn't have one of these, I don't know which one kind of strikes me as, I don't know, easier to hit with, and the sights are pretty much on for both of them, I think, but I'm not going to try to impress with precision shooting. All right, so I got me a 22 revolver. Let's put one double action on the target. Let's put one on the Cowboy. Get a 2-liter. Yeah. And let's say I want to hit that stop sign. Yeah. How about one of those plates out here? How about that buffalo down there? Let's cock it and try to hit something like a Kentucky 2-liter. Yeah. How about a gong? Yeah, it worked. How about that red plate over there on the left? Okay, got that. How about pot smoking? Does it do that? Yeah. Okay. My impressions are it's a pretty nice little pistol. Fun to shoot. Pretty good trigger. All right. What about this 617? Let's see how it is. Let's put one on the bullseye right here. Yeah. How about you, Cowboy? Yeah. How about an orange 2-liter double action? How about well, I got a cock, so let's go reach on out to the gong. Yeah, works for that. How about the red plate on the left over there? Okay, got him on the second shot, double action. I wasn't sure where to hold on the first shot. Let's see if it'll smoke pot. Yeah. Oh, it broke it. So there's more power from this gun. Whew, yeah, it even knocked that off. Way more powerful. Must be because it's a Smith & Wesson, you reckon? How about in the middle of that stop sign? Boom. Oh, almost hit the other hit. Yeah. Okay, this feels good too. And obviously more powerful. Uh-oh, there's a yellow jacket around the Colt. Let me go ahead and just shoot it. No, it's empty. Can't do that. So the Smith appears to be more powerful, doesn't it? Could that be the case? That was actually a dumb thing to say, right? If you're new to guns, you got to watch me. I'll say dumb things like that occasionally and expect you to believe it. The cartridge is what makes the power, right? Same ammo, so if something happens that looks like it was more powerful, that's just whatever. That's the target, okay? Now, if you have more barrel length, you might get a little more velocity, just a tad, but that's not a factor with these. I got about the same barrel length and all that, so that was just me being me. I don't know. Again, this one feels better to me. It's got these big grips on it, and if I had to go to battle with a 22 long rifle, I might be more like I'd want to take this, but it's just a minimal amount of difference. Let me load them while I'm talking, because I don't shoot them again. But it just feels better to me, my big hands and everything. These are both two really nice revolvers. I tell you what it comes down to if you're trying to decide on one of these or one like it. It's really just the feel, the grip, the sights, your pocketbook maybe. Theirs are about the same price though. I think, as best I can tell. Man, I was looking around to see what these 617s are selling for, what they cost, and I was just having trouble on some sites getting a clear reading on that. But I think it's around $800, $900 or something like that, depending on maybe grips or whatever, how old it is. And then the King Cobra 22 is, I think the MSRP is $999 or something, and of course they're not widely available yet. Now they may be when you're seeing this. Of course, I don't know when you're seeing this. You'd worry if I did know when you're seeing this, right? I don't work for the NSA or anything, so I don't know when you're seeing this, but the price will come down. They were just released, soon or recently this year, whatever. So they're still a little bit hard to come by, and that makes things more expensive. But price-wise, there's not enough difference to probably sway you one way or the other, unless you're that guy or that gal that would drive 3 states away to save $4.95. people like that, right? Okay, just like me. You know, see, they don't have any gas tax in Georgia, or they cut it out or something recently for a while. I forgot what it was. So I drove down to Georgia to fill up my tank. My wife said that was a dumb thing to do, but I did it anyway. Okay. I don't know. They both shoot great. Let's do a little. Let's do a little combat shooting. Let's just go some double action on whatever strikes it. Yeah. Buffalo. I need another hit. All right. Since I've got ammo in here to drop the hammer on, firing pin, I'll go ahead and, you know, this has a nice trigger. Nice trigger. Has a nice, yeah, very nice single action too. And Smith, that's no surprise. Smith & Wesson is famous for that. Let's shoot this one. All right. Oh yeah, we're in combat mode, right? Yeah. Oh, bowling pins. Yeah, nice. We smoked all the pot. Let's hit another red bowling pin. Yeah. This one too. Okay, since I've got empties in there. Maybe not quite as smooth, but fine. Yeah, fine. Single action. Yeah, a little heavier than the Smith, but a nice break. Yeah, a little heavier. I can't put pounds to it. That one might be like a 3.5 pound or something. This might be 4.5 or 5. A little heavier on the wall, but it's fine. You know, definitely. So yeah, both are nice revolvers. You could take into combat, as you just saw, and no problem with either one of them. So yeah. I would choose the Smith over this, even though this is a really great looking pistol. But this one just feels better to me. It's smooth. It's a little bigger. That's good for me. This is a range gun. You know, it's a range gun. That's a big factor. So whether it'll fit in my favorite concealment holster, pocket holster, anything like that is kind of irrelevant, right? It's mainly just shooting it, you know, at the range and whether I enjoy it or not, or how much I enjoy it, that kind of thing with that particular firearm. So I would choose the Smith over these two, but again, most of that is just because of the size of my hand. And I am kind of a Smith guy. I've been, you know, lived with Smiths more than Colts throughout my shooting days, but I like them both. That is really nice. Again, a friend of mine came down and shot this very one the other day, and he had really liked it and is in search for one. He's on a mission to find one to buy, and like me, he likes revolvers. He likes everything, but he really likes revolvers too, and is very, very impressed with it. And again, his hand's not as big as mine, so it feels very good to him. Well, his hands aren't as big, even though he uses the wrong hand. He's left-handed, so he's kind of wrong-handed and wrong-minded, I tell him. So there you go, good looking gun, both of them. I don't know if that's helpful or not to you. Most of the time I don't even make a choice, and I'm really only making a choice based on mostly the size of my hands and everything. I think the size of this, I think a lot of you would choose this because it's smaller. It's a 22, still holds 10, and it's not as massive. It really is. It's plenty big for a 22. Just is, and it's a really good looking gun, and you can change out the grips. I think the Colt Cobras, the older ones, and all of the Cobras and King Cobras, the grips will fit on there, so you can switch it out with a wooden grip, or there's grips available. You know, be no problem. That's what I would do if I bought one of these. I'd get some nice looking grips on it, and you know, go with that. Because again, it's not a carry gun. Function is usually more important than form for me. But this is a range gun and don't need recoil absorption or anything like that. So I would look for some nicer grips. But there they are, both of them. And I don't know any more lies to tell you, except a couple of really, really nice 22s. And you can't go wrong with either one. Yep, that's what I had to say. Life is good.
Oh, good, 34 inches. Oh, hey, didn't see you guys there. Just want to make sure my barrel's longer than 16 inches so I don't get in trouble. While you're here, I want to remind you to please support our friends that help us, Ballistol and Talon Grips. Ballistol, as you probably know, is a great lubricant. Been using it for a long time. It's a cleaner and a lube. We use it on all of our guns. Also, Talon Grips, been using on the channel for a very long time. They make sticky grips that have different types of textures that can give you a better grip. Imagine that. So please check them out, and also follow us on all social media platforms. The Real Hickok 45 on Instagram. You can find me at John Hickok 45 on Instagram. We're all over the place. Appreciate you guys watching the video. See you next time.